What we trying to do is get to the root on how they get this way. Who told this story? Where did these people come from? See? Because these group of people made history for some reason. Nomad. I always like to put that up there to let you know that these group of people were basically homeless.
Right.
Nomadic people were homeless people.
Landless.
Landless. No agriculture, no civilization.
They migrated. That's what they do.
Exactly. They didn't get that until they met us.
Migratory. Now, question. I've been doing a little research. Where do the Druze come in on that?
That's a good question. And that's a whole nother lecture.
Okay.
Because the Jews, the people who take credit for being Jews right now, of course you know, is European people.
Right. And they're Druze.
Right, exactly. They're European people.
Druze and Druze were wanderers too.
Exactly. But how did they even become, how did they
They were
even,
magicians and stuff too.
yeah, but this is my main question, and this is my main concern. According to history,
Right.
how did they link themselves to these group of people? And that's where it gets sticky.
That's where it gets real.
That's where it gets sticky. How did these European people link themselves with these people? Because these people were Western Asiatic people. Now there is a tangible story.
Right.
There is a physical story that you don't learn about in school and that you don't learn about in church of a group of people who did, from a factual standpoint, not according to the Quran, not according to the Bible, and not according to the Torah. There is a group of people that has archaeological and anthropological and scientific evidence that they did exist. And they have the same or similar story as the ones we know, known as the Hebrew or the Hebrew people or the Israelite people. Can anybody tell me what group these people that I'm talking about?
Ethiopia.
Not the Ethiopians. Not the Ethiopians. Because remember, the Ethiopians came, they will be traveling from the Nile, which is the highway, they will be traveling from the south to the north.
Right.
These group of people mainly travel from north to the south because they were coming from what we call today the Middle East. I'm about to school you. Remember, they were Western Asiatic people, all right? So these same group of people that I'm talking about that have this tangible evidence were also Western Asiatic people. So they couldn't have come from Africa. That means they come from
Saudi Arabia?
near there, but even up further.
They were from Asia.
Asia, exactly. Okay? Now understand something also, and this is very important. The main people on the planet at that time that had any type of civilization at all, can anybody tell me, did they have melanin or did they not have melanin?
They had none.
They had melanin. So we don't have to make no imaginary, you know, we don't have to have our imagination roam and see what color they were. We know what color they were. They were our color. Now check this out. These Western Asiatic people, nobody knows the name, who has a similar story to the one we grew up on and taught. And I'm going to leave you all with this. I want you to go look up these people so next week you can tell me something about these people. It's very little information about these people, but they did exist because Africans recorded their existence. Because we were like one of the only group of people that even recorded anything, you know, period. Go look these people up on your phone if you got it. Hyksos people. Hyksos. Okay?
Interesting.
Go look them up. They got a similar story. I personally believe that this is where the story that the Hebrew or Hebrew or Israelites got their story from. See? That's what I personally believe.
Yeah, stolen legacy.
Basically. Anybody got any questions? Any questions?
Alright, when you was talking about the Masons, and you said the Masons was the people who built the 7 wonders of the world?
No, not the 7 wonders of the world, but the Giza Pyramid, which is the greatest 7 wonders of the world, the one that's still standing today that hasn't been destroyed.
And who was the Masons?
The Masons were Egyptian priests.
Egyptian priests.
Yeah, they were Egyptians. They were Africans. But I don't just want to say Egyptian priests. You know why? Because they have pyramids in Ethiopia. They have pyramids everywhere. There were a lot of architectural
They have
structures.
pyramids here.
Yeah, they have pyramids here. It's a lot of architectural structures all over this planet.
Right.
Because at one time we were all over this planet, and that's a proven fact that they don't want to tell you.
In fact, you know the story about the Mississippi, right?
No.
The Mississippi is like the Nile.
Okay.
The resemblance of the Nile.
It travels from south to north.
And and then the Delta in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
And then there's pyramids all along it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I have to check that out.
Pyramids all along the Mississippi.
Wow. I can believe that.
Yeah, I mean, and then when you go into the Native American, here, we already know about the Incas and them had the pyramids.
Right, yeah.
But they were here.
A lot of mounts that you see full of grass.
They have
and
the
stuff.
mounds. If you study the Native American mounds and stuff, it'll boggle your mind.
Yeah. You got it. Did you have a question?
Yes, I forgot my question.
Oh, okay. You got any more questions, bro? So, y'all check that out. Check out what I'm saying.
That's a good one.
The Hyksos. And I believe that this is what the whole story is. I believe that, according to history, you know how you ever watch a movie and it says this movie is based on a true story? It's like when I watch American Gangster. American Gangster was a good movie. But you know that the stuff that happened in the movie, it didn't happen exactly like that in real life with the real Frank Lucas. I feel like the Hebrew story in the Bible is the American Gangster for these group of people. So they took this story and they made it like a fairy tale and added magic to it and, you know, doctored it up. You see what I'm saying? And told it so it'd be interesting. So their interesting story ended up being the Hebrew story, or the Hebrew story, the Israelite story, which evolved into the Bible, or which evolved into, you know, the Torah or whatever else. There's only two types of people in the Bible. I ain't even gonna say in the Bible, just in history, period, to be honest with you. According to science, there are only 3 races. You ready for this? You either black, I'm gonna use it with color, white, or you mixed, according to science. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Because if I took a skull, you see what I'm saying, to see how much melatonin was in something, they ain't gonna be able to tell if you was you know, whatever. They just, you see what I'm saying? So according to science, so who separated? Who gave black all these Ethiopian, Egypt, you know, you a Brazilian. Who did that? You see what I'm saying? Somebody had to come along and do that. So, you know, you find out that even that, when you get deep, that don't even matter. Because according to ancient times, they didn't even see each other like that. They were just a group of people who migrated to another section. And they might have started their own culture, but that did not separate them from who they were and where they originated from. And if you look at some of the artifacts inside the tombs, an Ethiopian will look just like an Egyptian. They might have different garb because they were part of a different culture, but they look the same. Because Egypt is the daughter of Ethiopia. They were building pyramids there before they were building pyramids in Egypt. Where do you think they got it from? Because the Nile Valley flows from the south to the north. See, understand something. Where do we come from? Don't nobody want to talk about that. Where do we come from? There's like 6 main species of man. See, now we're talking about something different. Now we're talking about, we getting off in a little bit of anthropology. Right. When you start dealing with the Homo sapien man, the Cro-Magnon man, and you know, these ancient bones that they found, that's 2-3 million years old. But one thing you got to know is they all came from Africa. And they might have migrated to different places to create whatever they are and to become whatever they're going to become, but they all came from Africa. Okay? Now, I'm going to repeat what I got on my card right here. It says, there is no historical reference of a man named Abraham, Joseph, or Moses besides the literary text of the Bible and the Torah and later the Quran. There are no artifacts to back up their existence. None whatsoever.